What's left of Beryl as we move on. The storm, now a tropical depression, still hanging over North Florida, throwing a lot of rain around. And you're taking a look at our satellite picture. Of course, the damage, primarily what it caused anyway, in the Jacksonville area, coming through and knocking down some trees and the like. And this is a look at the satellite imagery. Now you're getting to look at some of the damage. Downed wires, some trees down. Overall, we say, it was a storm that was as much a learning experience as one that caused any huge damage, but still one that made people pay attention, even though we haven't even hit the start of hurricane season. News Channel 5's Evan Axelbank is the only local reporter who went to Jacksonville. He joins us live with the latest. And again, we emphasize no injuries. It was relatively minor in terms of impact, but enough to get people's attention, Evan.
Well, you're right, Michael. When you characterize the damage that way, that's how many of the folks here in Jacksonville characterize the damage. Of course, when a tree hits your house, it's significant to you. But many of the overarching feelings here was that Jacksonville escaped this storm without any serious damage, without any significant injuries. And so people here in Jacksonville say they've weathered this storm quite well. And today, Governor Rick Scott came to this street to say that he agreed with them.
Though the sky had cleared, there were still signs of a storm. This flood wall was overcome last night, flooding this street in Jacksonville's Riverside section. There is fear that an early evening high tide could send water spilling over again.
When the tide came in and is actually wrecking these docks, the big giant chunks of wood was coming over the bulkheads. Actually, some concrete got blown out of the concrete bulkhead.
This afternoon, the governor came to this street to tour the minor damage from last night and to applaud the mayor's response to the storm.
They were very aggressive at making sure they got the message out. If you look at all the things the mayor put out as far as messaging, he did a good job because we haven't had any fatalities.
Fire rescue squads hit the beach before the storm hit, urging surfers to get out of the water. There were few reports of significant damage, and many heeded Mayor Alvin Brown's calls to stay inside during the worst of the storm, which brought big waves, vicious wind, and heavy rain. The mayor says this was the perfect way to prepare for an even bigger storm.
You could call it a dry one, but we were prepared, everyone working together, the state government, federal government, city, all the other agencies working together really to be prepared and then execute, which is the key, executing the whole plan.
There was a lighthearted moment during that appearance between Mayor Brown and Senator Bill Nelson and, of course, Governor Rick Scott. It was a lighthearted moment, but it was also one with very serious undertones, given the budget constraints that many of the municipalities are living under. The mayor said, you know, we're not exactly sure on what the total cost of this storm is going to be to the city of Jacksonville, but he looked to his left and looked to his right and said, I'm glad you folks are getting to see this because we may have to come to you to see if you can help us weather this storm financially. We're live tonight in Jacksonville. Evan Axelbank, WPTV News Channel 5.
Evan, thank you. Peanut